Hi, it's Yash. Look, nature really is the best medicine. I mean, it's best medicine for everything, but particularly when we have some kind of chronic, incurable, you know, issue, imbalance in our nervous system or brain. This stuff is just too deep. There's no human mind that can ever really figure that out totally. Now we can come up with certain things and pills and operations that can maybe take the edge off. And that I'm totally a proponent of that, because there's some of us have suffered so bad. You can't just, just say, yeah, nature's going to fix everything, and I'm not going to. In the meantime, you're destroying your body, because some of these ticks are extremely bad, and you can't even function. So we should get to if we need to take something to get to some semblance of functioning ability, okay. But from my experience, the real balancing factors that have helped my nervous system is my lifestyle and certain habits that I'm doing or not doing. But see, that requires change. That requires intestinal fortitude. That's hard. That takes more inner work and strength than just, if you just take a pill or something. And see, we're programmed and conditioned. I mean, society's makes that even more strong, that anytime there's something wrong, we just go to the doctor and just tell him to fix me. But see, it doesn't work like that. Nature created these bodies, so nature can help rebalance them. Well, what are some lifestyle habits that really can help? The biggest thing is to reduce stress and reduce this constant dopamine stimulation that almost everybody does. In people who are suffering or in pain are even more prone to getting this dopamine hit to get a sense of euphoria so that we can escape this pain, because it sucks to be in pain all the time. Chronic means in pain. Chronic is the definition of that is when we have a situation that just keeps us miserable a lot of the time. Or at least it's always there. Like it's always there. And it grabs our attention and it makes life unmanageable and difficult. This is why I suggest Chronic Pain Anonymous, which is a 12-step program. You can Google it. And it's a fellowship of people who have chronic pain. And what it does is teach you how to not get rid of it, but to not be emotionally or spiritually debilitated by it. You see, this is freedom. This is like the so-called blessing of people who have deep neurological or chronic issues, is that it's like we may not get rid of it, most of us don't, but there's a way to live with it and be peacefully. God didn't put us on the planet and curse us in any situation and say, okay, there's no way you can be at peace in this situation. There's always a way. But when we have an intense situations like some of us, it really forces us to dive deep and to access this inner power. This has to be the most important thing in our life, because if it's not, we won't access it. Accessing it requires a diligent focus to want to do that. Because if we kind of just want it easy, just tell me what to do and fix it, we're not going to access it. We got to go through the grind. This is the spiritual evolution that we're all destined to go through, but those who have really, disorders or imbalances that make life hell, the benefit of that is the motivation to evolve, to recognize who we really are beyond these bodies is more strong. Just to use an analogy, maybe a person who doesn't suffer too much could take them 10 lifetimes to recognize their true nature. Whereas somebody that has really intense, extenuating, circumstances or health situation, they maybe can realize their true nature in the first, just in one life. Just using that analogy. So that's the benefit and the blessing of it. But I don't know how many people are actually, how do these words land with you? So you have to let me know. I have a couple other channels. Those channels I get more, I feel like my audience and I resonate more. This channel, I'm not really sure. I feel intuitively that most people who are suffering, understandably, with these kind of neurological disorders, they're more tuned on trying to find some external remedy. And when I start talking about this doing this internal work and how nature can help us, I feel like maybe it's not received so well or deeply. So just like I said, the main lifestyle habit thing is to reduce stress and reduce this constant dopamine stimulation that we get via, thousands of different ways. You can write down, make a list of all these ways that you're overstimulating your nervous system, which is already weak and sensitive. How can it get stronger if we don't stop stimulating it? That's a big lifestyle habit change we can make. Also, our diet. The more we eat heavy, hard to digest foods, then the more life force that is gonna have to be dedicated to this digestive process, as opposed to the body using the life force to help balance and soothe the nervous system. This is just how the body works. It's all about energy management. And if we don't have a lot of energy, then how's the body going to help those weak areas in us that need help? Spending time in nature. This is soothing. See, nature is balanced. In our bodies kind of correspond with nature. Nature can help rebalance our bodies just by being in nature. Being at the beach, absorbing all the elements, earth, water, air, fire, ether. When we absorb those elements, it helps ground our nervous system and bodies and mind and emotions, everything. So this is a good lifestyle habit. Don't go to a crowded beach. You don't want to get more stimulation. Remember, that's one thing we're trying to avoid. You want to chill. Our nervous system needs to chill. Hanging out with the right people, the right company. Don't be around people that are going to stress you out, friends or family. Try to. I mean, sometimes we can't help it, but make that a something that you want to work on. You want to be around people that when you associate with them, you feel uplifted. It gets you in touch with your own inner truth, your own inner stability, and you notice your tics and stuff are less after that. And same, read good books, watch good videos. You got to tune yourself on this higher level of vibration, because then that's gonna, when we do things that are corresponding with that, our vibration's gonna lift, and then all of a sudden these symptoms are going to decrease. The best thing though is having a spiritual practice that's going to show you who you are beyond this body. This is the best thing. Because if our attention's grounded, you can say, in our essence or a true spiritual nature, the spiritual nature, as I mentioned before, it doesn't have this issue. The problem is our deep identity in believing that we're this human form. A lot of people believe that 100%. The spiritual nature thing is like, yeah, I just, whatever. Okay, but, the more our attention's on our spiritual nature as opposed to this physical nature, the more that's going to ground the nervous system. Because the spiritual nature, it's calm. It's calm, it's nice. When we put our attention on that realization filters through into our body and emotions and mind and everything. It's like that's where the real power is. That power starts to come through and it starts to balance things. This is why we have to recognize it. That's why I'm a big proponent of spiritual medicine. And see, lifestyle habits help to make this spiritual practice better. If we're living a debaucherous life or a stressful life, then we can't even bring our attention anywhere. We're just going to be all nervous and everything. But again, if you need something to help calm down, see, I chew organic tobacco. This is what I do. I made a video about that. I'm in Ecuador and I get it. It's natural. It's not this junk you buy at the store. And it's like the leaf. They dry it. I chew it. It helps take the edge off. But the real medicine is lifestyle habits and the spiritual practice. If I wasn't doing that, this tobacco wouldn't do anything. So you try to get something that has the least amount of side effects if you need it, And then you work on implementing the real medicine, which is nature and a spiritual practice. I hope that helped you. Let me know. Thanks.